How to sell a home in Spain. Hi everyone, welcome to AR News. Thinking about selling your house in Spain? Here's all the information you need to know before you're considering selling your overseas properties. Property valuation company Tinsa carried out some research and found that it is typically take almost 10 months to sell a property in Spain. So first thing first, be prepared for potential lengthy process. Property prices in Spain increased by 4.68% during the year 2019. However, they were increasing at slower rate than the previous years. The COVID-19 pandemic has impacted the housing market in Spain, and despite positive signs of recovery, pricing index are including a potential drop in house prices. When declining whether you want to sell your Spain property, make sure you do homework, and one of the best way to speak to a local agent. A good starting point is to ask for recommendation from people you know that who have used a real estate agent recently. Following the make sure you take few before choosing one of you're feeling comfortable with. Look for someone with experience of working on behalf of people from UK and any event. Choose someone who belongs to a professional body such the FNAIM, SNAIM and UPIN. Real estate agent fees can be anything from 3 to 6% or even higher. When the market is particular buyout on it more upmarket areas, make sure there is clear agreement about any other charges you may be expert to pay on the top of the fees. There's nothing to stop you using more than one state agent, but if you enter into an exclusive contract, you should be able to negotiate a smaller commission. Set a time limit on any exclusive clauses for that you don't get tied into a relationship that isn't working. If you go with more than one real estate agent, make sure that all put the property on the market and on the same prices to avoid confusing buyers. In Spain, you don't need real estate agent for selling your property. You can put on your for sale home on sites and post the details on the internet property sites. Selling the property yourself will save the heft commission fees if you got the time and patience to show the people around the properties. But love them or hate them, real estate agents do have skills, knowledge and infrastructure to take the loss of the stress of the selling properties. Finding the lawyer in Spain is not compulsory. You will probably want to engage the services of English-speaking lawyer to oversee the sales and advise you to taxes issue and so on. Agent seeks out someone recommendation. The UK government publishes a list of English-speaking lawyers in Spain. You and the buyer will need to agree. The notary, whose role is to the rubber stamp the paperwork, check all the application taxes are paid, and register the property with Spain Land Registry. Unlike your lawyer, the notary is neutral, acting neither in your interest nor the buyer's. The notary's role is simple to ensure that everything is done correctly. There are 3,000 notaries across Spain, both legal, professional and civil servants, and they work to stand rate cards, so there is no need to shop around. The buyer and you will need to meet the notary to go through the paperwork. They will go over everything with you and confirm that it's all in order before you sign the documents. The notary will inform the land registry of the transaction and send them a copy of the title deed. These days, common for the buyers to pay all of the notary fees which are based on the selling prices and start in the deeds. Having your documentation in order will help things run faster and more smoothly. You will need the title deed to the property, receipt for the local municipality property taxes, copy of utility bills, details of the committee status, a list of any items of the furniture, etc., which will be included in the sales. You have residency status. The process for selling a house in Spain. The good news is that the buyer and their lawyer will end up doing most of the work. Having conducted the necessary due diligence check and being satisfied with the outcome, the lawyer will prepare a deposit contract for both parties of sign. Payment of deposit typically 10% of the agreed sales price. Assure each party of the other commitment to the deals and specify a date for the purchases. If the buyer pulls out, they lose their deposit. If you as a seller renege out the commitment, you might find yourself obligated to pay. You would be buyer twice the amount of the deposit. By the way, the compensation. The closing of the transactions come to the form of meeting at which you, the buyer, the legal representative and the notary will be present. If you can't attend, you will need to grant power to attorney to legal representative so that they can do it on your behalf. The notary will inform the land registration on the sales and send them to copy of the title deed. As a seller, you can accept to have to pay real estate commission typically between 3 to 6%. An energy performance certificate between 150 euros to 500 euros. Capital gain taxes if you are selling for more than the price originally paid, plus levy taxes. Also, don't forget that if your transaction, the money from the UK sells back to UK, world's first personal foreign exchange solution, might be able to save your time and money when you're doing so. Capital gain taxes, CGT. It's effectively a tax on the profit you have made from the house, the sale prices minus whatever you made it from. The cost involved in selling it, such as a estate agent fee, can be deducted before the calculation is made. There is also an annual allowance which is calculated by the tax officers. The CGT rate varies between 19% to 23% depending on the size of your gain. You may be exempt from paying CGT if you have lived in Spain for 3 years and you have reinvested your money from the sales of your main home into another main home. This home can be in EU member state. However, as rules often changes, we recommend you to seek financial advisors. Palacivia taxes is local municipality tax calculated on the rateable value of the land and the number of years since you bought it. The seller is usually liable for paying the passive taxes on which the relative modest amount of the few hundred euros. By law, both parties are free to negotiate who pays the taxes, and generally it must be paid within 30 days of the sale taking place. If you are not official resident for Spain, then the buyer obligated to forward 3% of the purchase price to authorities on compensation sales. This will be offset against any taxes you end up owing in respect of capital gain taxes. You need to pay any balance owing within 30 days of the sale, or you can apply for a refund where appropriate. Thank you.